Dawson's Rambles.
Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with another Beast Morphers related video to sort of fill the void for now left by new episodes. So for this one I'm doing sort of a loose list of 5 things I'd like to see in Beast Morphers Season 2. And like I said, it's just kind of loose hope. Some of them might be more reachable, some of them might not be. And odds are the general quality will probably be somewhere in the same neighborhood because it's basically produced like one show. It's not like they take a huge break like they do between like Arrow seasons or whatever and really plot out like how do we improve this, because when they're making season 2 no one has seen season 1 yet except Australia 3 years ago. What I mean, like, so it's not like they have feedback or time to sit on what worked and what didn't, so it will oddly will be the same. Okay, so like number 5 is I would like to see Blaze and Roxy as Rangers somehow, maybe. That's big, right? But what I mean is, I think it would be cool. I honestly think it would be cool to get that generic episode where they take over as Red and Yellow again because they were originally intended. I mean, it'd be so generic and kind of Time Force-y, but I kind of want to see that. Like, after the episode where we saw, like, the what if, I'm just so curious how they would have turned out, especially since Blaze was kind of a douche, but Roxy is great, like, as both good and evil. I think that would be interesting. Whether they would, original Ranger suits would be really cool too, but in some capacity I'd like to see one of them become a Ranger, even if it's very briefly. I think something in that neighborhood is something I would like to see. Number 4 is also Blaze and Roxy related, which I really want to see consequences and repercussions and character stories about what they went through. Like, I've said this before, but making them avatars really did remove this sense of responsibility and, like, trying to make them more redeemable because it wasn't really them, which is something Power Rangers will always do. But I think there's a lot of room for some really cool storytelling, because I think with episode 19, Roxy said, like, I remember what I did, so there's gotta be room for some sort of good storyline with that. And we know from the toy pictures, as of this recording, that we have like Robo Blaze and stuff, and like, again, as of this recording, so I'm recording this a bit early just so I have it ready. We don't know what that means. Like, does Robo Blaze mean it's just a Robo copy? So like we're gonna have good Blaze and evil Blaze like we did with the 2 White Rangers? Does Blaze get re-kidnapped? Does he decide he's evil? That would be kind of cool. If Blaze had trouble reintegrating into society of the Rangers and stuff, that sounds like a secret cult, but you know what I mean. And so he chooses to go back to Evox or something, or he becomes more susceptible to being seduced again, and then Roxy doesn't. But we obviously know we have the other intersuit to work with as well. But there's a lot that could be done there, and whether or not they turn evil again, or choose evil, or don't go evil at all, I think there's a lot of story to be mined there about the consequences of what happened to them, their guilt, how it relates to them being replaced. There's lots of juicy character story stuff there I don't want to see wasted. Number 3 is I want to see more original creations, which have already been confirmed to get with the Morpher and the little bow and arrow weapon, which we'll probably see. The blade, which we haven't seen yet, but it'll probably be in the show. As I mentioned, I think it would be cool to get some original Ranger suits. There's been all kinds of rumors about that. Rumors about, kind of like fan-started rumors, like more like a what-if thing, but like them using some version of the Dobutsu Sentai Go Buster suits. But obviously I'd love to see some original Ranger suits. If they could get that Make-A-Wish suit in there, that would be really cool. I don't think that's plausible since they finished it before it happened, I think. That's probably something that would happen more in a comic. But regardless, I just want to see more original stuff. I always love the original US creations. I'm not just talking about like, oh, here's the toy. I'd like to see it in the show. So I always enjoy seeing more of that stuff. Number 2, I mean, this is kind of a more of a broad hope, but like with the team-ups, crossover-y stuff we have, I mean, I just want them to be good in general. Like, I don't want them to be bad. I don't think I want them to be bad, obviously. Who would want that, I guess? But I like those to be good. But kind of more with this hope, since we're getting into that, we're going to be having the Triple Dino team-up, and I guess lumped into this number 2, I want to see somebody from Dino Thunder in the team-up. Like, I know they said there wasn't, but then there's also been some weird statements, but there has to be somebody from there, right? Anyway, team up be good, Dino Thunder in it, but while we're doing these 2 crossovers, which is the Dino stuff and RPM, I would like to see some potential more little lore bits introduced, or not introduced, but even just referenced, and not for like, oh my god, they referenced it, but something I really liked in early Beast Morphers especially is it really made it feel a part of the world, and that the series was really affected by Power Rangers existing in this world, and I think it would be nice to get a little bit more of that to make it feel a part of the world, add to the lore, maybe even hint at some of the comic multiverse stuff. Like, I'm not saying they would do anything crazy, but nice little hints that make it feel part of the cohesive universe and really just world build is something I would like to see more of in general. But for Beast Morphers Season 2, obviously, would be a cool place to start. Number 1, this is 2 number 1s, so it's number 2. Number 1, I just want to see the show stay decent. I'm not saying Beast Morphers is like, oh my god, this is the best season ever, but I really enjoyed it, and I do feel there was some decent improvements over the last few years. Some really significant, some small, some not so much, but I do think it was an improvement. I did enjoy it. I still think there's a long way to go to making PR even better. I did enjoy it though, and I'd like to see that continue. And obviously that's a no-duh. Again, why would I want it to be bad? Number one, Beast Morphers spec. I want it to tank in season 2. No, but the reason I bring it up is because with the exception of Super Samurai, which I think was an improvement, most of the second seasons wound up being a downgrade from the first year. I think for me, I know a lot of people always name it Super Mega Force because of the stupid anniversary stuff, but for me, Dino Charge and Super Steel were the biggest offenders of really nosediving. I mean, Ninja Steel was never that great, but it really went downhill, and Dino Charge was actually pretty good, and Super Charge had its moments, but I mean, there was like a noticeable dip in quality and priorities in the writing, and I just don't want Beast Morphers to lose sight of that. I think it would be nice if it could just, if it gets better, awesome, that's what I would love. But I mean, if it can just at least stay the same, I'll be happy because I'll know that there's been efforts put into not all of a sudden tank it in the second season. But anyway, that's about it for this short video. What do you guys think? What are some things you would like to see out of Beast Morphers Season 2? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for all my videos. Till next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.